Good morning, everyone. Actually, good afternoon. I normally go live 11 o'clock, but I was out this morning and I just reached back into the hub, so we are live now. My wife also gave me these glasses that I'm supposed to be using. It's supposed to cut down on the blue light, so here I am, glasses. All right, let me see if we can teach this with this. This is a really interesting question. This question here, really interesting question. This came this year in January. It's a question on functions, simultaneous equations can be employed here. So I'll name the title of this video Simultaneous Equations. It's the tough version to the simultaneous equations. When we have a linear equation, you see in f of x there's linear and g of x is a quadratic equation. So let me just make it a little bigger and let's jump into it one time. So the functions f and g are defined as follows. F of x is equal to 5 minus x and g of x is x squared minus 2x minus 1. So what we need to do is solve this simultaneously, and we will find the points, because that's what the next part, the graphs of f of x and g of x meet at points m and n, determine the coordinates of points m and n. Now, there are other ways to do this. You can do it graphically as well. And just to give you a little idea of what is happening, I'm going to just show you the graph of this. This is how the graph looks. So take a look at this. This is the line, the red thing here. That's our line. And you can see the parabola, which represents the f of x, x squared minus 2x. So these are actually meeting at these 2 points. Negative 2, 7, and 3, 2. So that's the answer. This is what we should pull out the hat when we do the question. But there's a nice mathematical way to do this. So I'm going to show you this method, and you should have this down. If you want to learn simultaneous equations, you can just search Kerwin Springer simultaneous equations on YouTube, and you'll see me go through it in a lesson. And there are the easy simultaneous equations with the elimination method, which you may be familiar with. And then there's the simultaneous equations that come like this. So when you see this happens, let me just write back the function. We had f of x is equal to 5 minus x, was it that? And g of x is equal to what is it, x squared minus 2x minus 1? It is. So we need to solve this and in so doing, find the points m and n where the 2 of them meet. So let's just get that again. Meet at the points m and n, determine the coordinates of the points m and n. So this is what, these 2 equations is what we're solving. Anybody in the chat can tell me what method we can use to solve this. There's a word that we can use. There's a word, it starts with E. Pause the video and see if you can figure out if you're watching it. Don't forget to press like on the video. There's a word that we use here. And the word is equating. So you can say equating because at the points of intersection, f of x is equal to g of x. So this term we use is called equating. So f of x is, because I want the coefficient of x to be positive, I am actually going to put g of x is equal to f of x just to make it a little friendly on the eyes when you're looking at it. But you can do it this way as well. So I'll write g of x on the left hand side, and then I'll put an equal sign and write f of x. Bringing across the 5 and the negative x, or subtract x, I will end up with x minus 2x plus x, right? This guy came from here. And minus 1 minus 5 equal 0. Keeping in mind that the 5 was positive, so when it came across, it turned negative. So I saw someone said elimination. No, this glasses is just to protect me. Everybody asking about the glasses. I get a lot of messages in the inbox about the glasses if I enter the glasses screw well. My wife bought this because she find I'm in front of the screen 24/7, and this the amount of screens I'm in front, this would kind of cut down on the amount of blue light I'm getting. All right, so this is the past paper from Jan. So 2021 Jan, and this came in question 8, part B. So we continuing. This goes x squared minus x minus 6. Keeping in mind, if we have negative 1 minus 5 or you subtract 1 and then you subtract 5. In the end, you're actually subtracting 6, right? This is equal to 0. Trying to keep my equal signs under each other to make the thing look good. You know how we do it. Not too much dancing of the equal sign, so it's easy to follow with our eyes. And then we just need to solve this quadratic. When we solve this quadratic, what you think going to happen? What do you think are the following steps? So you should be seeing the roadmap now. When we solve this quadratic, what are the following steps? So every day I want to try and be live from around 11 o'clock in the morning, so you can look out for that. So some of y'all may be giving me these steps for solving a quadratic. That's cool, but I wanted what's after. After we solve this quadratic. So do you know how we got these two numbers? If you don't know how we got these two numbers, just go and look up Kerwin Springer, how to solve a quadratic on YouTube, and you'll see. So those two numbers add back to give me -1, but they also multiply to give me -6. And factorizing, I will get this. So I'm kind of rushing this part. If you don't know anything about quadratics, this part will be a little confusing to you. If you need to revise quadratics, there's a video I have that explains quadratics really well on YouTube. You can look up that video, right? Feel free to share this live. Feel free to press like on this live. Look out for me every morning at around 11. Sun, rain, or shine. And if I'm out in the morning, I'll do it in the afternoon or evening. So, okay, we reach here. This part with solving the quadratic or factorizing the quadratic, I'm just leaving. Somebody said they got that in the exam. I'm just kind of speeding through that part. I'm not really explaining this part here. But you can find out how to factorize quadratics on YouTube, right? So when we factorize the quadratics and reach this stage, we say either x plus 2 is 0 or x minus 3 is equal to 0. Because if you multiply 2, if there's a product and you're getting 0, it means one of them must be 0. So maybe it's this one or maybe it's this one. Maybe it's this one is 0 or maybe it's that one is 0. So either x plus 2 is equal to 0. And if x plus 2 is equal to 0, x must be -2. And if x minus 3 is equal to 0, well, x must be 3. So we figured out two values for x, two possible values for x. Are we finished? Are we finished? Are we finishing this? Are we getting to finish this live under 8 minutes? Actually not. Let's look back and see exactly what they want. Meet at points M and N. Determine the coordinates, and coordinates mean the x value and the y value. And if I just bring up the graph, you'd realize that this is a quadratic graph, and a line cutting through the quadratic, it's actually hitting at 2 points. -2, we got that x, and 3, we got that x, but we need to find the 2 here that corresponds to that, and the 7 that corresponds to that as well. So we're nearly there. Substitute, or I could say when, this is a technique we use, when x is equal to -2, and I can find out the y value by using any one of the f of x or g of x, but obviously I'm going to pick this one. Why do you think I'm going to pick the f of x? I'm going to say y is equal to 5 minus -2, which is 5 plus 2, which is 7. So one of the points is -2, 7, and we can call that m. They didn't specify which one has to be m. And when x is equal to 3, y must be equal to 5 minus 3. So this is 2. So n can be -2. Oh, sorry, 3, 2. Was that what we got when I plugged in this graph here? Yeah, because if I substitute this x into the g of x, I will get the correct answer, but you'll have a squared, you'll have more work to do. I could just do this one quickly in my mind. So let's see if we got those answers with the graph. Yes, we did. -2, 7, and 3, 2. There is also a way, for those of you all who have this calculator that I recommend, there's also a way to do this on the calculator. So I'm just going to show you the method very quickly. press mode. Let's hope I remember how to do this. I remember how to do this. Maybe not. Maybe not. This is not allowing me to do for equations with x squared in it. But I can also solve the quadratic on the calculator. Like I can get these -2 and 3 by substituting the A, the B, and the C and the I just want to show you this very quickly. The calculator is this calculator is the Casio 115 ES Plus. You can just search Casio on YouTube and you'll see the one that I recommend. Now there are different Casios, right? So 1, -1, and -6. I want to just plug that in there. So in the exam, I would do this if I was a student, just to verify that you know that I did my quadratics properly. So I'll press 3 to select this, and I have 1, -1, and -6 are the coefficients of x squared, x, and x to the power 0. x1 is 3. That's one of the x's, and x2 is -2. That's another one of the x's. So we verified that answer. All right, so we're pretty certain that the answer is correct. Another way we can verify the answer is to take this -2 and substitute it into the big formula and hope that we get 7. And if we do, we're 100% sure that we're collecting the 3 marks that are awarded for this question. 4 marks. This is a healthy amount of marks for a question, eh? So you're seeing this style of simultaneous equations in functions. Important that you understand this style. So don't forget to press like on the video. See you again tomorrow. I wouldn't say same time, around 11 a.m. We'll have this up. We'll have our live sessions. Tomorrow is Friday. Yes. So I normally do questions based off of what my private class is telling me, what they are getting issues with. I do questions like that. If not, I will just continue my series on 2021 Jan. So the next thing that I'm going to do in 2021 is, let me see if I can just bring it up quickly for y'all. 2021. This is 2021 or 2019? I think it's 2021. Next thing that I'm going to bring up for you all is, before we go, this question. So this is a speed time graph. This is a speed time graph. We'll be looking into this question, right? Love and blessings. Take it easy, Elia.